Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Leah Ortega. I am a realtor here in San Antonio, Texas and surrounding areas, counties, and cities. So I've gone as far as Seguin, Fair Oaks Ranch, Bulverde, San Marcos, New Braunfels, Floresville, Divine, Somerset, like all around a 50-mile radius from San Antonio, Texas, I can help you, and also down in the valley in Harlingen, Brownsville, McAllen. So if you know that you're looking to move to any of those areas, reach out to me. My number is here at the bottom of the screen. I'd be happy to jump on a phone call with you, go over some qualifying questions, ensure that we are a good fit for each other, and then we will go from there. If you are a returning supporter, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea how much I love the support on my channel. For today's video, I am not clearly doing a property tour. Two reasons why: it has been raining for like the past 12 hours, which is great because we need that here in San Antonio. Our lakes are low. I believe Medina Lake is like at the bottom, and Canyon Lake, I haven't been there recently, so I don't know what the level looks like there, but point is, we need rain. So it feels good to have rain, and I know that we all desperately need it. And then reason number two, if you follow me on all my other social media platforms, which I encourage you to, you get daily activity there from myself. Instagram and Facebook are going to be my two actives. I'm not a fan of TikTok. My point there was that if you follow me on those platforms, you'll know that I have been house arrested, and that sounds like I was in trouble. I wasn't. I actually went to the hospital on March 16, had a small surgery done, and I haven't been able to do anything. They told me to not do anything for the next 14 days until the second week of April. I hope you enjoy these sit down videos with me. So for today's video, it is honestly story time, and I'm going to be very vague because my point to this story is just to help give perspective, help you avoid making the same mistakes, and also creating an understanding between trust. It's really important that I create the foundation for every single one of my clients, and that is my sole purpose whenever I meet somebody new. And to add on to that, just like every industry, right, and this is all going to tie together for my story time story. In every industry, there's always going to be your good apples and bad apples. You've probably met a lot of good handful of doctors and a good handful of doctors that you'll probably never go back to. You've met a good handful of teachers that inspired you and helped you grow as a child to middle school, high school, and on, and they had an impact in your life. And then you've had teachers where you're like, oh my gosh, why are they a teacher, right? So it doesn't matter what industry it is, there's gonna be good and bad, and people have different motives than others. And it's no secret, we're all humans, we all have flaws, and it's no secret that there's good people and bad people. And I've said this before, I make these videos so you guys can know that if you need help, or your friends or family need help, that you can think of me and be like, oh, I know this girl because she posts so much videos online. I kind of feel like I know her. And I want you guys to be able to find a trusted real estate agent that can help you, and you know that, one, my heart is well, I'm going to guide you in the right direction, and you can trust me, because it's hard to find somebody that you can trust in this industry. And I've had so many people come to me and tell me the same thing, and then we just experienced it with the story that I'm going to share with you. And that's why I do this, because if you have nobody, I want to believe that all of these videos that I've posted thus far creates a good image of who I am for you. And it's no secret to me, I'm not ashamed of it. I put God first in everything that I do. I'm a God-fearing woman, so I know that the way that I move in my business and in my life aligns with His values and what He wants me to do. And I am human, so all of us are flawed. All of us make mistakes. So I'm not saying that I'm this person that's not going to get you angry, that's not going to mess up here or there, or that your experience with buying or selling a home is going to be flawless. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that I'm going to move according to great ethics and morals that come from God Himself, to the best that I can. All that to say, let's jump into the story. So I had somebody reach out to me on social media. So at that point, she was a prospect. Didn't know who she was. She didn't know who I was. I did everything that I do as I tell you guys. I jump on a phone call with them, see if we're a great fit with each other. From there, ask all the qualifying questions of her trying to buy a home. And she's from a completely different state moving here. Moving forward, She wants to buy a home here in San Antonio. This was back in January, okay? So we're like 5 days away from April. Just to kind of spoil the story a little bit, we still have not closed on the home, but we're hoping to close in the next couple days. So yeah, so in January, calls me, tells me all what she's trying to do. I said, okay. She already had a lender that she was bringing on board with her, and I said, okay. And I do my qualifying questions for that end too. As a buyer coming to me, if you already have a pre-approval or a relationship or a pre-qualification with a lender and you're introducing them to me as well, 100% okay with that. Everybody has the people that they like, know, and trust, and that's okay. I'm not ever going to tell you, no, you can't use that lender. Do I have my preferred lenders that I refer to my clients? 100%. I have two. And they have been with me since the start of this career with me. So it's been years that I've used them. And I love that I can say they have never, ever failed a deal with me. All of my clients have made it to the closing table successfully and happy. All these people that I refer to you, do you have to use them? Absolutely not. They are just people that I like, know, and trust, have used, and have, what's the word I'm looking for? Personal client feedback that have all been positive. So I just give them to you as, hey, here you go. You can use them if you like. So fast forward, I said, okay, we can use your lender. Asked her, how do you know this lender? Do you like him? How's he been with you so far? I'm happy to see that you already have an approval. Let's move forward. And she said, she was like, I actually don't know him. I found him online. I was like, okay, that's okay. Do you like him? And she said, yeah, I like him so far. He's done everything that he's needed for me to get an approval. And I said, okay, great. So I said, no worries. Here are two of my lenders in the event that something happens or you want to switch. Do I pressure you? Absolutely not. We move forward with that lender. So moving forward, I call that lender because that's my due diligence as your realtor too. I make sure that I do everything to ensure that your journey is going to be smooth. Called him, asked all the questions. Have you gotten all your docs? Is it a pre-qualification or is it a pre-approval? What is she pending in order for you to get a pre-approval? What are you waiting on? Have you submitted it to underwriting? Has underwriting approved her? And are there conditional requirements for her to get a solid approval or conditional approval? And all of the questions were asked, and he said, no, we're great. We have everything we need. This is the price amount that she's qualified to shop at. I said, okay, great. Let me go ahead and take her shopping. So we looked at houses here in San Antonio, Texas. We found the one that she wanted to move on a contract with. We wrote up an offer. I negotiated for her to get a whole new roof. I negotiated for her to get a whole new retaining wall. I negotiated all her closing costs to be covered. I negotiated the price. Like, I did my part as an agent to make sure that this home fit her financial needs and making sure that she's just moving into a home that is solid and ready for her to come from a different state. So praise the Lord that he gave me the ability to do such things. And so, okay, we give the lender the home, make sure that he continues the origination on the loan. Entire time, this is him saying, great, we have everything we need. Let's order the appraisal. Let's do all this that we need for the rest of the process to continue. I said, okay, great. 3 weeks go by, having issues. And I'm like, where's the approval? Where's the, is there any, conditions that are required? We had the same answers, like, oh, she's good. We're still waiting on underwriting. They're reviewing it now. We just needed to verify some things, but I got it. And I'm like, okay, great. Time goes by. Nothing. And I check in again, and I check in probably like 3 times a week. I'm one of those realtors, because if the lender isn't as actively communicative as I am, that's okay. We all work differently. I will do my part and bug him and make sure that the process is going smooth, because that is my job as a realtor. I mean, that's what I do. I go above and beyond for my clients. I know that every realtor works differently. Now, I will be on everybody's butt to make sure that your file is being urgent and it's being done and it's being done correctly. And the lender would tell me the same thing. We're good. We're waiting on this. We're waiting on that. Okay, great. Long story short, it was never even approved. She was never approved to buy a home. And the most that a buyer and a realtor could do is, well, one, the buyer has nothing to do with that. As a buyer, especially as a first-time home buyer, you don't know what the process looks like. You don't know what kind of questions to ask a loan officer. You don't know anything more than what they tell you. And all you can do as a buyer is just trust them. For me, I asked all the qualifying questions. I made sure that everything was getting done. And as a realtor, I don't have access to that part of the wheelhouse. So I do my due diligence. And if the loan officer tells me, yes, everything's going great, everything's been approved, at that point, I've done my part and I've bugged and I've asked all the right questions, and you tell me that she's great, she's approved, we're just waiting. All I can do is just ask further questions, and if you tell me everything's okay, I kind of have to trust you too, right? Anyways, turns out nothing was being done actually. So I said, we're moving to one of my preferred lenders. Weird part, they did not want to release her file for don't even know why. Which one, they can't do that. So that's a whole other story. But if a buyer wants to be transferred from one lender to another lender, completely different company, doesn't matter what, they have to release your file. They can't hold you there. And weirdly enough, they did. And I went to upper management and as best as I could, actually had my preferred lender go to their upper management and be like, what's going on? We need information. What is going on with this loan? Like, we escalated it to the hierarchies, right? And we got reassurance from the hierarchies saying, we got this under control. Don't worry. We got this handled. We'll take care of it. And that's coming from, up above there. So it's like, okay, now we reached management. All we can do is, again, trust what they're saying. So we were forced basically to continue to work with them. Nothing, days went by, even weeks went by, nothing was being done. I was like, I'm done. So I had her apply with my preferred lender. My preferred lender reviewed her entire file and was like, they never submitted anything to even underwriting. We don't even know, and all of the documents that you need to get a pre-approval in weren't even in. And my client did her part and sent those documents over to the lender. They just weren't being done. They weren't being processed. And my lender said nothing was done on her file. And me and her were just there like, what? We're nowhere near closing until I moved it over to my preferred lender. I was like, you need to close this within a week. Like, I need you on this. And because I have a like, know, and trust relationship with my lenders, they did exactly what I would do. They took care of my client's file and only her file, rushed that, worked on it overnight, did what they needed to do, and they've had my client's file for literally less than a week, less than 7 days, and they've already gotten it out of underwriting with an approval. And I'm like, a week and you got what they couldn't do in 2 months? It's crazy. So all of this to say is that I understand how scary it can be to find somebody in any industry that you can trust, which is why I'm here for you. And the advice that I could give to you, if you're going to a loan officer or a company that you don't know anything about, you're just giving them a shot, that's okay. Like, I'm not telling you to not do those things. You can, because this is honestly like 1 in 100. It happens a lot actually, but it like, just make sure that you have somebody that you can trust to make sure that you're being taken care of and you're not being told yes when really the answer is no. So be careful when you're doing, applications, when you are having somebody that you don't know help you. If you're a realtor, let's just take me for an example. If we say, hey, I'm totally fine using a lender that I don't know. And I've had that actually with a handful of clients. They came to me as their realtor and they already had a lender with them, And file went fine. Like we made it to closing. Like I've had multiples of those. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's rare that these things happen, but they happen. So if a realtor, let's just use me for example, if I give you preferred recommendations, I don't get anything out of it. All I get, because that's illegal for one, all the reason why I'm just giving you these recommendations or referrals to use my partners is because they're exactly that. They're partners, and I know how they work. I know who they are, and I don't work with people who are not going to be in, what's the word I'm looking for? In sync. My lenders work at the same type of urgency, same type of pace, same type of what's the word I'm looking for? Integrity, same type of everything, heart, compassion. So the way that I take care of my clients, they're going to be doing the exact same thing on the loan side. And that is the best thing that you can have, is two strong people by your side in a buyer or sale situation. So with all that being said, I know that a lot can happen. Like a lot can happen out there. There's so many people in these industries that you just find and you just hope for the best, and that's okay. And that's why, and this isn't a video to scare anybody. It's just like, this is an experience that I went through and my client unfortunately went through, and it happens. And so that's why if you don't know anybody, guys, I'm here. That's why I put myself on the internet, is because I want people to feel comfortable coming to me. And I promise that I will create an experience that you, one, remember and recommend. That is my motto. I am here to create an experience that you can remember and recommend. So with all that being said, reach out to me if you guys have any questions, if you have any concerns, if maybe you don't know who to go to and you really want to start the buying and selling process and you're like, gosh, there's so many of these realtors, there's so many of these lenders, who do I use? Let's start right here. You know me from social media. Let's jump on a phone call. I'm not for everybody. If our personalities don't match, no way am I going to force you to work with me. I will recommend you to somebody else who I feel fits your personality. But I do my best. I do my best to chameleon. And like I mentioned, the way I move in my life and in my business is in alignment with God as best as I can. So this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So if you made it this far, one, thank you so much. Two, what do you think of the story? It's crazy, right? Leave a comment down below your thoughts on this, because I'm honestly, well, nothing shocks me anymore in this industry, but I just, my heart right now is with my client, and she's just been through the ringer, and I've stood by her side since January. And I know a lot of people wouldn't. They'd be like, I have better things to do. Well, even with 4 other deals going on right now, praise the Lord, I have been her friend, her therapist, her everything through this journey. And hopefully we see the light at the end of this tunnel. Hopefully we'll have a CTC, or clear to close, by tomorrow, and we'll be closing on Monday. I will share the end result on my next video next week to tell you how this ended, because we're hoping to close by Monday. So I try to upload every Tuesday and Friday. So on Tuesday, I will give you guys an update on the story. Other than that, just want to quickly share some sales of the week here in San Antonio. From March 17th to March 23rd, we had 415 homes get sold. Our average sales price was $369,000. From March 10th to March 16th, so the week prior, we had 417 homes get sold, and our average sales price was $406,000. And then March 3rd to March 9th, which is the first week of March, we had 410 homes get sold, average sales price of $409,000. So for 3 weeks straight, we had a consistent number of homes get sold, from 410 to 417 to 415. So we know that we have a consistent sales every single week, which is great, because honestly, a lot of activity is picking up. My lending partners have applications through the roof right now. Some of my buyers that were kind of hiding are coming out to play now. Even buyers from a year ago who I was helping them. So that's another thing that I want to quickly put out here. If you're not ready to buy a home, reach out to me anyways. I've been working with a client for over a year now, and they were nowhere near ready to buy a home. And fast forward to today, we're gonna go shopping next week, and I've helped them build their credit. I've helped them submit all the documents that they need to my preferred lender. They're veterans, so we had to get their certificate of eligibility, their disability rating, all of that. And a year we are in, and we're finally going to be able to go shopping. So I can help you get there, is what I'm saying. Even if it's 6 months, 12 months out, at least you'll have a plan set in place, so that way you can become a homeowner, you know? So our whole goal is. So yeah, our average sales price, you know, is also very consistent. We're in the high 3s and low 4s. So it's definitely heating up. We're in a buyer's market right now. I work both the listing and the buying side, so I have experience in both. And right now I currently have listings and buyers. So it's like I'm experiencing it on both sides, but when I represent my seller, I represent my seller, and I will be withholding as much as I can for my seller to gain the most money, and I negotiate for them. But when I'm on the buying side, you damn well know I'll be asking for the moon and the stars. So we'll make it happen no matter which one you're trying to do. So any questions, reach out to me. My number is here on the screen. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Leave something down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.